Okay, standard deviation. There was a question on standard deviation. If you think this, I'm going to use some different words here. Standard's an old way of saying average. And instead of deviation, what if I call variation? Right? So what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to measure the weight of apples at Walmart. Okay? So what I'm going to do, first apple weighs that much, second apple weighs that much. Just keep on going with this, right? Now we all know how to find the average of something like this. It's basically apple 1 plus apple 2 plus apple 3 divided by the total number of apples. Another way of writing this is use a summation sign, right, to the total number of apples. What this says, I'm going to add all of these, starting at 1 and going up to the total number of apples. Now, let's go back to this thing, the variation. Now, based on this, I can come up with my x bar, or average. So what I want to do then is, what if I take my average, subtract x1, x2, right, x3, on and on and on, right? Now the trouble is I might have a negative number here. So give it that, I'm going to square it. Right? So they're all squared. And then since I'm looking for the average variance, this is how much it varies, piece to piece. As I'm looking for the average, we divide that by the total. Right? So what happens then is, again, I can do this in summation. Square. We can divide that by n. Okay? Now the trouble, and this is actually called the variance. For the standard deviation, I want to get rid of that square function that I had. So this is actually, I'm going to go back here, sigma squared, or variance. Standard deviation is just the square root of this variation. That's all there is to it. So this is kind of like the average of how much I can expect everything to vary. And from this basis, then we can actually go back and do probability and the things we're going to do in the course.